Hey, shalom, shalom, brother. I'm Mawan from the Great Millstone Camp here in Philadelphia, giving all praises and do honesty how much and Shah Bashim Kagudash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect, including honors to the hopeful elect. So I just watched this video like 2 minutes ago, and I have to add it to the video that I'm doing. Just going to be on various, topics. And then this one really caught my attention. So I don't know, if people are familiar with this. They say Florida man. I don't know if they state his name, but he got caught basically being married to 3 Edomite women. And the Edomite women, just to throw it out there, you're not supposed to, marry them as in them being your wives. Okay, your wives are only supposed to be of the nation of Israel. And I said, wives with the S on it, because a man, even heathen men, okay, can have more than one woman. Okay, but especially an Israelite man can have more than one woman. Okay, and I was gonna go into the history in Genesis, but Jake was always popping the woman of the other nations. Okay, from beginning to the end, and to the kingdom of heaven. Okay, even King Solomon, man, he had 700 wives and 300 concubines. Okay, and the concubines were women of the other nations. Okay, that's where he's obviously a player, a playboy, whatever you want to call him. And these women, just any old woman, they just like to be told lies, man. Okay, they like to be told what they want to hear. Okay, so these are all simple-minded women any damn way. But at the end of the day, according to the Bible, a man can have more than one woman. Okay, it's not a sin, or in this case, a felony or a crime. But this kingdom, this backwards ass kingdom, makes it a crime. Okay, now I'm gonna pull up one scripture, just real quick. So, Isaiah, the 4th chapter. Okay, let's pull that up real quick. Talk about this again. In this kingdom, they make it a crime. They make it seem like it's the worst possible thing. And then this video I was watching, I was laughing. I was laughing my ass off, man. Okay, laughing my ass off, man. At this was just pure comedy. But it goes to show you how backwards and upside down this kingdom is. Man is in handcuffs. Well, I think he was in handcuffs for another reason, but I think he was arrested even prior to that, because of him having multiple wives. Okay, and he's in a courtroom being judged because he's a convicted felon because he had multiple wives. And of course, and the marriage system in this kingdom is a damn joke. It's just a scam. Okay, once you get married, it's not between the man, the woman, and God. It's the man, woman. They belong to the state. Okay, I even this is like last year or whatever. A woman, a very bugged out woman, who does, like, she's a content creator, whatever. She told me something about marriage, and when she told me that, it resonated, and it gotta be true because of what I just said. Like, marriage is in this kingdom, especially here in the United States, if you get married, you're marrying to the government, to the state. Okay, not the Most High, not under the Most High, man. Okay, because even in God's laws, you can have more than one wife, as long as that woman is not promised to another man or had sex with another man, or actively with another man. That's adultery. Okay, but that's what you have rampant in this kingdom. That's why the Lord said this is an adulterous generation, and that was back then. How much more today, man? It's all about adultery. All the music, shit. The foundation of music in this country is adultery, especially amongst our people. Okay, the R&B songs, the rap music is all about adultery, man. Okay, even in other genres of music, it's adultery. Okay, but primarily in Jake music, that R&B and that hip hop rap music, it's adultery. Okay, and again, and in the spiritual too, but it's crazy at the same time because he got arrested and convicted for basically having multiple wives or multiple females. Okay, and the funny thing is, this dude has another girlfriend. They show you in the video, like, he got another woman. Okay, this is Jake, man. Jake, the word Jake, or just like a Jacob, means supplanter, man. He knows how to supplant. He is in his Jacob state of mind, man. Okay, and the scriptures even say, "Let not the right hand." Hold on, I always mess it up. Even I think the Lord even said that. Yeah, that's another good one. All right. Maybe it's the left hand. Wait, you got hold on. We'll go back to this. Alright. I got the precept. Yeah, man, it says deceivers be true. It's like that just popped in my head. Second Corinthians 6 and 8. By honor and dishonor, by evil report and good report, as deceivers and yet true. Yeah, man. We gotta supplant, man. Sometimes. You gotta tap into that supplanting spirit, man, of our forefather, man. And that's spiritual in itself, because that was basically payback for what the serpent did to our people, man. Or mainly Eve. Adam, he was meant to go off. He was made to go off, man. But that Jacob spirit is what got us our birthright. Okay? And this is what we can also use in the spirit as deceivers and yet true. And in Matthews it says, but when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth. Okay, you're not supposed to be telling all your business. Let me see what it says over here. Go to NET first. But when you do your giving, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. And LT says, but when you give to someone in need, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Yeah, so don't be telling all your business, especially to your woman. Okay, that's why it says this. It says, Micah 7:5, trust not ye in the friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth. That's what they call pillow talk. That's in the Bible, man. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. You're not supposed to tell a woman shit, man. Okay? They're not supposed to know everything about you. You're supposed to be a goddamn mystery. Okay? To your woman. You know, especially you got a woman that want to know your whereabouts, where you've been. You know, if bro's been in that situation, like, why you fucking asking me where I'm at? Like, am I your child or something? That's what you're supposed to ask your children. Where the hell you been at? Okay, well, where you at? A woman is not supposed to be knowing a man's whereabouts. A man, he can do whatever he want to do, as long, if he's doing right. You know, you're not breaking the law of the Heavenly Father. You know, but anyway, yeah, man. Like this man, this is crazy. You know, and of course it's a Jake, obviously. But if this is a white man, would he actually get in trouble? Because you got Hugh Hefner, you got the ranch guy. I forget what his name was. I don't know if he's still here, alive or whatever. But yeah, Esau, he can do all that shit. Okay, he can have a polygamous relationship and have documentaries on it and TV shows about it. You know, and people will look at him in awe. But yeah, if it's a black man, he'll be in chains. Okay, you got the I think the Mann Act. Okay, where you couldn't take a woman a certain distance, you get in trouble for it, you get arrested for it. I think that happened with Jack Johnson. You know, you got this is what society does to us, man. Okay, it makes us look like criminals, man. He's a criminal because he dealt with multiple females, man, as a man should. Okay, you know, if you're a man of the Lord, you probably not gonna have. Of course, even especially you gotta work. Especially if you're a man of the Lord, you ain't gonna be time to have you dealing with multiple women. You know, you gotta give your time, to the Spirit. You know, but sometimes like you gonna deal with multiple women if you're a fucking Israelite man. You're gonna have multiple women, dog. All right, I can attest to it. You know, but in the kingdom of heaven, everything gonna be perfect, man. You know, you be dealing. I don't even want to talk about this, but you be dealing with like multiple women, but then you forget you spend more time with one woman than the other woman, and then she'll lose interest in you. You know, or you lose interest in her. In the kingdom of heaven, it's not going to be. That's going to be your woman, man. Okay, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to have eternity. Okay, we're going to have all the time in the world, man. Okay, for our woman and our family. We ain't going to be working a fucking 9-to-5 job, barely fucking making it, or working 2 jobs and shit. We're going to be in total bliss, man. And all that you lost here in this kingdom, like your woman, all the women that you lost, you gonna get it back, okay? And they gonna be in their right mind, and they gonna know that they fucked up. The ones that didn't make it with you, they gonna realize, oh, I fucked up. They're gonna be remorseful, but they're gonna be forgiven after a while, but they're gonna be ashamed of themselves, for giving up on you. And then that's basically what you had to go through in this world, man. You gotta lose. You gotta constantly suffer and endure at the same time, man. Okay, you're gonna lose your family, your so-called friends in the world, your jobs, okay, your cars, your livelihood, your mind, But you gotta endure, man. and shit like this, man. This is fucking disgusting. This is stupid. Only in America would this happen. It'd be a crime for a man to have multiple wives, man. Okay, and like I said before, if you got an Edomite woman, she is your concubine, unless her line descends from the nation of Israel. She's the descendant of Israel. Okay, because you can have a woman that may look like the other nation, but it may be Jake. If you know she a Jake, hey, that's your woman, that's your wife. But if you know she a official snow bunny, she's a concubine, man. You gotta treat her as such, man. You know, she's supposed to be serving you, man. And these women know, these especially these white women, these Edomite women, they know, man. They know who the gods of this earth is, man. Okay, they know. And I think in this video, I don't know if it was their man, but it looked like they had other Jake men, the wives that I guess they broke up with him or whatever, because he dealing with multiple women and he got another woman now, like you gonna see in the video. But these, I forget who was there, but who came to the court hearing or whatever, but they had freaking Israelite men. One looked like a Japhite, but he could be a Jake. Because they know, man. They don't want to be with they goddamn Edomite, man. They know that they're the devil, man. Okay, you got Edomite women that basically know that Jake he's the king of the planet. He's the king of the earth, man. He's royalty, and they basically they shit on their men. They call them cucks, you know. They dehumanize their own men, and then Esau love it because that's his position in life, man. He's beneath us. Okay, he's in his right spirit, man. He's beneath us, man. These goddamn Edomite women be having the Edomite men bow down to black men. That's how it's supposed to be. He's beneath us, you know. And their women, they praise us. But the damn black woman, she ain't gonna do that. Certain black women, if the man is making an X amount of money, she'll submit to her man. But guess what? If shit happens, if he lose it, she's out the door. She going on to the next nigga. Okay, she's hopping to another branch. She was on your branch, now she on another branch. Okay. But in the kingdom of heaven, man, these are going to be our concubines, man. If they're Edomites, and they're Japhites, Hamites, Ishmaelites, Moabites, Ammonites, etc., man. Elamite women. Okay, we're going to have them all, man. Okay, so I'm going to bring out this scripture. This is, I got that. It's like Isaiah 4:1. It says, a remnant prepared. This is referring to the end times, the times that we're living in now. Okay? More so when we get that power in those new bodies. When we're delivered, or in the transition of being delivered, man. Okay? It says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. This is a prophecy, man. And then a lot of Jakes, they waking up to this. And a lot of, like, Paul, you got so many, I'm not going to name all the Jakes. You got Cameron, it's a lot of Jake men, that know this already. Okay? That know that there's nothing wrong with dealing with more than one woman. Okay? If you thinking just like it was a guy, I forget his name, but he didn't like the fact that we had to deal with more than one woman, and he fell out. Well, that was one of the reasons, or the biggest reason he fell out, because he had the Lord can kill your wife, nigga. I believe it was a dude that his wife died, way back in the old days, like 2008 or like 2010 something, or 11, where his woman was killed, whatever. or she passed away or some shit, and he went crazy, he bugged out. That's what's gonna happen, man. I've been through that shit, you know. But you still gotta endure. Like, what the fuck, man? The Lord gonna give you, like, come on, you gonna get them back. You gonna get them back. They make their faith shipwreck over shit that they gonna get back in return. You know, the Lord is gonna return the payment, man. He already know what the you going through, man. He know everything, man. He already fucking knew it to begin with. The Lord is already he's already in the kingdom, man. All right, we already in the kingdom of heaven already, man. We just gotta go through the motions, man. We gotta go through the timeline. Okay? It already happened already. Okay? It's like the Lord said, man. We're gonna receive 100-fold, man. Everything that we lost, we're gonna get back. You know, we just gotta be patient, man. Patient. We gotta suffer. Okay? And the Lord, He gonna show us mercy, man. He gonna give us grace. He gonna provide, man. He's gonna deliver. But you just gotta continue, man. You gotta continue in this thing. You gotta believe. You gotta constantly endure, man. That's like the main, faith, okay, and then endurance. You gotta be able to endure all the afflictions. You gotta be able to overcome, man. Okay, the Lord, He had to endure, man. He did it. You know, he didn't want the cup, but He went through it, man. You know, He had a period of doubt. It talks about him, blood came out his pores, man. Because it was so heavy, that burden was so heavy on him, man. Then you gotta think all the sins of it, nigga. It's like not me to say nigga, but the sins of Israel. He had to, had that as a burden on him, man. You know, and mainly for the elect, man. You know, man. And you see, that's why the Lord, the Lord is not going to come down again. Okay? That's why it's stressed that one time, man. Imagine Israel sins on the Lord again. There is no way. Our people are completely gone, man. They don't even understand what the Lord Yahushua did for us, man. Okay? Our people are backwards completely. And their head is up the so-called white man's ass. Okay, they hate themselves beyond belief. Okay, because we in the devil's kingdom, man. You know. But hey, man, the Lord, He ain't coming down again to get back on the cross, man. Okay, He said He's not gonna meet thee as a man. You know, referring to the armies of the other nations, referring to Esau when he comes back. You know, it's going to be a war of the worlds, man. Jacob versus Esau. Okay, that's why that's another topic, but that's why they about to, or at least try. I don't know if they're going to go in that direction. Fake a so-called alien invasion, because they know the Lord is coming back. They know the angels. They know about the angels, man. Okay, it was an Edomite that gave his testimony years ago, and it basically circulated on the internet about how he seen basically an army of Negro angels, man. Okay, and they had a look of conquerors that haven't been conquered, man. Okay, they know that it's another testimony of another Edomite from NASA saying he seen 7-foot tall black men in ships, in spaceships. Those are the angels, man. They know that. That's why they got these movies of the depictions of the Lord and His angels as fucking monsters and shit. That's supposed to represent the Yahushua and the angelic forces that He's coming with, man. Oh, they know the day of the Lord. That's why they got their bunkers, man. That's why it tells you that in Revelation 6 and I forget where else, about the mountains to fall on us, because they got their plan is to hide. You got idiots that they want to hide in outer space. Like, this is the stupidest shit ever. Esau is a base man. But the Lord said, this from my hand, take thee. That he's going to use us, and we're going to have that spiritual power, man. Okay, and again, this is going to the time we're living in. That we're reading in Isaiah 40. Okay? When this is really going to be established, man. Okay? It says, and that's going to happen, you know, like when all hell breaks loose. Okay, they're going to see the men of the Lord out there, man. They're going to have a certain aura or spirit on them, you know? Okay? We're going to have a certain mark on us that the exemption from judgment, man. And these women going to be flocking, man. Okay? You know, and the woman that saved with us is for childbearing. Okay? And the woman, and again, the woman that you lost, I lost a lot of damn women, dog. Okay? I already know the Lord gonna give them back. And it's gonna be glorious, man. It's gonna be beautiful. You know? That's a beautiful story, man. I'm gonna be reunited with the woman that I lost. And they're gonna be ashamed, man. But we gonna be happy. I'm gonna be happy. This is what I had to go through, man. This is part of our story, part of our battles, man. Our afflictions, our tribulations. That's a hell of a story, man. Just like Job, man. Remember Job? He got everything back, but he had to suffer, excruciatingly suffer, man. Anyway, it says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. Okay, 7 women. What the they gonna be doing? We gonna be teaching them the ABCs? No, we gonna be dealing with them. Okay, like a man deals with a woman. Okay, and it's gonna be multiple women that a man is going to have. Like I said earlier in the video, even the heathen men in the kingdom of heaven. Everything gotta be restored, man. It says though, hold up. I think it's Isaiah 60. Yeah, here we go. Isaiah 60 verse 22. It says, a little one shall become 1,000. How the hell that's gonna happen? And it says, in a small one, a strong nation. The Lord will hasten it in his time. That's going to be through the act of sex, and we're going to have multiple women, man, conceiving seed, man. That's how we're going to bring the 2/3 back. Okay? That's how we're going to replenish or repopulate the earth again with the Lord's people. Okay? And that's why it says that we're going to have 7 women, so take hold of one man. Well, I need to do that. I don't know if you can go with parallel. No, I just go like this. NLT. The smallest family will become 1,000 people, and the tiniest group will become a mighty nation. At the right time, the Lord will make it happen. Yeah, the men is gonna have there ain't gonna be no goddamn a man and a woman, and that's it. A man gonna have multiple wives. He ain't gonna have one wife. He gonna have multiple wives, plural. Okay. This is It says, NET, the least of you will multiply into 1,000. How, again, we're going to do the act of sex. The smallest of you will become a large nation. When the right time comes, our Lord will quickly do this. Let me see, multiply. see. Come. Yeah. After that said copulate. All right, the point was an Israelite man is going to have more than one woman. It ain't going to be no American marriage system. That's going to be obliterated. Ain't no goddamn woman going to leave a man and ask for child support or alimony. You had fucking the White Howard wife. For like a short period of time, she was with him, I think for like 6 months, and she divorced him because most women initiated divorce. She divorced him and wanted half of his assets. Like, bitch, who the fuck are you? You've been with me for a tiny bit of my life, and you want half of my assets. That's crazy. And that's what the majority of these women are what men are for. They're for the money. These women get married for the money, for the lifestyle, for the security. Especially when our women, our women be getting with the Edomite man. It's all for security purposes, and some really think they're superior to Jake, and that's why I said like but the Edomite women, they worship Jake though. They in their right mind. They know Jacob is a god, man. He's Israel. He's an Israelite. He's a prince of the Most High, man. Okay, we the princes of the universe, man. We the Lord's inheritance. But of course, we in the devil's kingdom. It doesn't look like that. We on the fucking bottom. That's why the Jake, he can be in fucking chains because he had multiple fucking females, man. So I looked at this word felony bigamy on Google. Oh, of course. Hold on, I see it. Hold on, let me see. Okay, why is this saying something different? Oh, I'm gonna read this one first. Hold up. What the? This is bigamy. The act of marrying someone while already legally married. And again, like, that should be a crime for a woman if she married to another man when she already got a man. Okay? Or a man that's dealing with another woman that belongs to a man. That's when it should be a crime. Okay? It should be a crime if the woman is not with anybody. But of course, here's the so-called black man's face sentence for, marrying multiple women. It says bigamy, the act of marrying someone while already legally married, is generally a crime. That's madness, but that's in Esau's kingdom, man. And like a woman should not be having more than one man. Okay, that's going off, man. Even the Lord condemned that, man. Okay? Even the Yahushua condemned that with the Samaritan woman. And it says in and in many cases, U.S. case states like it is considered a felony. What's a felony? A crime. Okay, this wasn't even violent. Okay, the specific penalties for bigamy, including whether it's a misdemeanor or felony, can carry by state. This is bigamy occurs when someone marries another person while still legally married to someone else. This is madness, man. It says now here, I'm gonna read this first. Consequences: felony bigamy can result in imprisonment, fines, and other penalties, potentially including a state prison sentence. This is not gonna happen in the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay, if a man, okay, in the kingdom of heaven, you already got one wife, right? And then she's an Israelite woman. And if you get another, if you add on to a wife, okay, guess what? It's not a crime. Nobody's gonna look down on you like they do in this kingdom, man. And Esau is the motherfucking devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Because only in his dominion, his evil, wicked, depraved dominion, it's a crime if you have another wife. If a man has another wife. But that's his kingdom, man. It's backwards, man. Oppression make of a wise man mad. Okay? That's evil. Saying a man cannot have multiple females is evil, man. Okay? When the scriptures say when a man gets a wife, he getteth a possession. Y'all not even ready for that conversation for the ones that don't know. And it says, I'm gonna keep going. It says second marriage awareness. Both parties can be held liable if the person entering the second marriage knows the other is already married. And the thing about marriage is sex. What consummates a marriage is sex, man. A man popping his woman. Okay? That consummates the marriage. Sex is marriage. But then you got, simple-minded women, they'll argue over that. No, that's not what it means, because they're arguing Edom's logic. They're not arguing a biblical perspective. They're arguing today's man's perspective coming from the so-called white man, which he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. The scriptures say he shall go to change times and seasons, okay, and laws. He has turned the world upside down. All right. But yeah, that's what the word bigamy means. The act of marrying someone while already legally married, that is considered a crime. It's an evil world we live in. And it's a mad world at that. Henry, okay, that's his name. Henry Betsy Jr. was sentenced to 2 years probation after pleading guilty to bigamy. Okay, Betsy's conviction came after one of his wives, Tanya Betsy, discovered his other marriages while searching his name in county records. Tanya found that her husband was legally married to 2 other women, Michelle and Brandy Betsy, and none of them knew about each other. He sold the perfect person when in reality he was none of those things. And again, man, please, man. These women love being lied to, man. Okay? That's why you gotta run game to get a woman. Sometimes you can be straightforward, and they sometimes. In most cases, you gotta run game. You gotta make yourself seem like you're the perfect man and shit. And then most women, they want the bad guy any goddamn way. They want the man that's gonna lie to them. These women don't know what the fuck they want, man. And it says that the three women said they met Betsy through various dating apps, including Tinder, Stir, and Match.com. Betsy, and you know, and that's another thing too. These apps are wicked as hell, man. And then you got the T app with these damn women. And the T app, these women are just dealing with the same man. But they talking shit about him like they're not going to deal with that man. When all these women, they want drama. Fucking, and these women, they get the pick of the litter, man. You know? That's why the scriptures talk about she opened for a quiver for every arrow. Okay? These women are adulteresses, man. You know, promiscuous. They'll sleep with every damn thing, man. And be married at that. There's no restrictions, man. These women can be, they'll be talking to hundreds of dudes, man. Be getting it easy. And it says Betsy married Tanya in November 2020, Brady in 2022, and Michelle just 3 weeks after meeting her. And this dude's stupid. Like, why would you get married, man? The dude's stupid, man. In Esau's kingdom, man. You stupid. And Michelle just 3 weeks after, I mean, obviously for benefits or whatever. But come on, man. You got caught. And Michelle just 3 weeks after meeting her in November 2022. He said all the right things. I had no idea he was actually still married to. This not a crime. It's a crime in this kingdom. But in the kingdom of heaven, they gonna be his concubines, man. If they're Edomite women. You know, most they look like Edomite women. They're gonna be his concubines, man. It's a Jake. I think, man, if I can find that video, man, that dude is in it. And he's already in the kingdom of heaven in this life. Okay, he chose this life as his kingdom, man. Okay, he has two wives. I don't know if he's still together. This part, I think, is an old video. He had two Edomite women. He didn't work at all. He made his Edomite woman work, and he was a stay-at-home man. Okay, and when they came home, they served them. They gave, you know, they did what they, you know, as a woman would do. They catered to that man. It was two Edomite women. Okay? That's how it's going to be in the kingdom, man. Just like they showed you in that movie, Rush Hour 2, man. They showed you Jacob and Moab, man. Okay, they showed you how, what Jake is, fucking goddamn, Jackie Chan, he was forced to get like, what, 2 females or whatever? I mean, he probably only had one, but Chris Tucker, he wanted all of them. I want this one, I want that one. That's how it's gonna be, man. And they're gonna be yours forever, man. Okay, unless they don't have that. I don't think they're gonna, our concubines gonna have that eternal life, but you know, you wanna have infinity concubines and infinity wives. Okay. But yeah, let me play this video.
I'm sure that it was only said because it was recommended.
Story we broke earlier this year. Good evening and welcome to ACX News at 6. I'm Wendy Ryan.
I'm Paul Legron, a Florida man who was thrown in jail after his wife discovered that he was married to 2 other women at the same time. He was back in court yesterday for his sentencing hearing after pleading guilty to bigamy, which is a felony.
And new tonight, I-Team investigator Adam Walser is following through with the latest developments in this strange case, and it was shared all across social media.
Henry Betsy Jr. pleaded guilty to a single felony count of bigamy back in May. But after he entered that plea deal, he was arrested in another state, leading the judge to revoke his bond. When we last saw Henry Betsy Jr. in court, he was dressed in a sports shirt and blazer with his new girlfriend beside him.
Henry, I want to get your side of all this. Well,
Yeah, and he still look at her, man. Like, these women don't care. You know, these women do not care, man. These women do not care, man. Okay. And these women prefer men that have been with multiple partners. And it's funny how when you have a woman, you're more desirous of women, or from women. Women desire you more if you have a woman. It's crazy how that works.
what can you tell us?
Well, unfortunately, I'm unable to talk at this moment.
But when he arrived for his sentencing hearing Thursday, he was wearing handcuffs and an orange Hernando County jail uniform. His bond revoked by the judge because he was arrested for assault and battery of a family or household member. The alleged assault took place in Virginia, where he and his girlfriend had traveled to attend a wedding. Thursday's
He and his girl, like, he
alleged
already
place
got
in
a girl,
Virginia,
man. That's
where
funny.
He and his girlfriend had traveled to attend a wedding. Thursday's hearing was all about the felony bigamy charge we first told you about in May. 3 Florida women from 3 different Florida counties all met Henry Betsy Jr. on dating websites and married him at county courthouses during a 2-year period. Only one of his wives was willing to appear on camera.
Met him on Match.com.
He said all the right things. He sold the perfect person when in reality it was none of those things.
Betsy didn't get divorces or annulments before marrying again. Last year, Tanya Betsy learned Henry was married to Michelle and Randy Betsy.
I just started county by county putting his name in, and that's when I came up with the marriage to Michelle and the marriage to Randy.
She found me and she messaged me, and I had no idea that she was actually still married to him.
The wives all blamed the state of Florida for not cross-referencing marriage licenses between counties.
Because if there were safeguards in place and there was cross-referencing on
Like, come on, man. This is madness, man. This only in this kingdom you're the bad guy for having multiple women.
different counties here in the state of Florida,
And you see, he got another Edomite woman, dog.
none of this would have ever happened.
If the counties did talk, it would have saved me a lot of heartache, a lot of money.
The dude's stupid for fucking. Maybe he did it because he said money. He probably did it to get money out these women's pockets. Then he got another one. He gonna do it again. He gonna do it again.
A lot of stress.
At Thursday's sentencing, Michelle Betsy addressed the judge.
And I am unfortunately still the wife of the defendant. I am not here today just as a woman who was betrayed by someone I once trusted, but also speaking on behalf of the other women involved. What he did was not a mistake, it was a deliberate choice, and choices have consequences.
Henry also spoke.
Yeah, his choice was having multiple women. I mean, it was stupid for him to get married, but come on now. And I don't know, like, during the time, like, he stopped dealing with the woman. I don't know. It was no way. He had to been popping them at the same damn time. And, you know, making up stories of where he was at, his whereabouts, yada, yada, yada.
First and foremost, I want to
Because, again, he didn't get a divorce.
apologize to the ladies for, and I want to apologize to the court administration and also to my family and friends.
And then he got to apologize. He has to apologize for having multiple women. Again, only in this sick-ass kingdom you're going to be doing that. They'll make you apologize.
I have to be involved in this because ultimately this is something that, I did not wish on anyone.
Because Henry had no prior criminal convictions and his case in Virginia has not been resolved, the judge said he was limited under the law in what sentence he could impose.
Adjudicated guilty of the big offense, which is going to make him a convicted felon. I'll sentence him 2 years probation, 8 days credit time served. They'll undergo a mental health evaluation, complete a certified battery intervention program.
Deputies
And he has to go through a mental evaluation. The only thing I would mentally evaluate or advise him, nigga, don't get married. You know, that was stupid.
collected Henry's fingerprints and a DNA sample as far
You know, and of course, you know, it's stupid to even lie to the woman that you was with that you ain't having no woman too. But that's how it goes, man. That's why the scriptures say, don't tell your woman everything. Okay, just keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Because in this kingdom, it's frowned upon if you got another woman. And you know, sometimes some women that you're dealing with, they know that you dealing with another woman, but they just don't want to say nothing. They want to act like they don't know.
part of the protocol following his felony
And then these women, they be dealing with multiple dudes. This place gotta go.
conviction. Betsy's former wives and their family and friends said they had hoped he would see jail time.
And see, it was like, I don't know.
The protocol following his felony conviction. Betsy's
Yeah, I think he is. But she got an Israelite man. I don't know if these are their men or whatever, or look like it, but they with Israelite
former
men.
wives and their family.
That's what they like.
friends
they like
said
Israelite
they
men.
hoped he would see jail time. But we're glad to put a difficult chapter behind them.
Here these, like, man, whatever, man.
Was not jail sentence, the fact that he is now a convicted felon, that speaks volumes. And I feel like that is vindication on our
She got no lips, man.
part.
Is that the first time you've heard him say, I'm sorry?
Absolutely. And I'm sure that it was only said because it was recommended by his attorney to say. Do I think that he has no remorse? Absolutely not.
Michelle
I wouldn't either. Man. But only in this kingdom, you're a criminal if you have multiple women.
says she's now talking to state legislators, hoping they'll introduce a law calling for some type of statewide marriage license database.
We can take this to the next level, that we all here in the state of Florida can learn from this, and that we can put up safeguards so that this doesn't happen to other women.
In addition to that probation, the judge ordered Betsy to stay off of social media and dating websites. He also ordered Betsy to
That we can put up safeguards so that this doesn't happen to other women.
In addition to that probation, the judge ordered Betsy to stay off of social media and dating websites. He also ordered him not to have any contact with his 3 former wives.
And the thing about it, if he do, he can just get them back. Man, come on, man.
My team investigator Adam Walser with photojournalist Matt McGlashan taking action for you.
Adam, thank you. And here's a look at this original story that was shared all over different social media platforms. You can find the story on our website at
Oh, just arrested for 3 wives in 3 counties. That's a crime in this kingdom, man. It's the funny part, is showing up to court with a new girlfriend. He was playing around all kind of snow. He collecting wives like Barbie dolls. He got more white women than Shannon Sharp. Yeah, that's all. This is the dumbest shit. Yeah, how is that a crime? They probably, saying it's dumb in a different way. Exactly. Yeah, I gotta see. This shit is so funny as hell. Alright, but anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna stop right there. Hopefully the video was edifying. I'm gonna do another part because I had other topics to go into.
We are continuing to follow.
Like this earthquake in Jersey, which people was making light of it. Okay, and they had some funny jokes about it, but people was making light of it, man. But if it's 7.0 or 8.0 earthquake landed, these people would be terrified. Damn, you had an earthquake in New York? Whoa. Okay, that's the signs of the times, man.
This is from the New
Damn, the same female too. But yeah, I'm gonna do a future video.
New details about a
and then also this. But this is an Edomite, you know, interracial marriage. He might be a Jake, he might not be, but going into how these damn white black women always dealing with these Edomite men and being involved with domestic violence or being murdered, and now this is a story where the damn Edomite child, if he's an Edomite, killed his parents, and that ties into this wicked ass society, man. But with that, hopefully it's edifying again. Until next time, I'll say shalom.